So check it out guys, we are back with the Rs3. It's in the workshop now, so you start working on it. We have purchased a bonnet, so the bonnet's going to be all replaced up. You can see right there with the damages if you ain't seen the previous video. As well as that, the front bumper needs to come off and we need to repair it. There's a few little areas that are damaged, like around here. There's a few scuffs on that lip right there, so we need to get it off, you know, get everything taken off it and start working on it. As well as that, we have found a bit of damage on the wing right around here. So I mean, most of the nuts and bolts for the bumper have been removed. Whilst we had it up on the ramp and we were doing the discs, putting the discs and pads on, we removed all the screws, so it's easier for us to work with once it's in the body shop. I think it's got 2 screws holding on each side. We are looking to get this build complete within about a week and a half, due to me flying out. So I'm trying to get this build done as soon as possible. So yeah guys, let's get straight into it and get the bumper off.
Got the panel beater way back there sorting out the wing. I think he's going to basically sort out the dent that was in there. So he's working on that right now. And you've got Zeus here working on that front bumper. We've got it all stripped down. There's a good amount of damage along the lower region of the bumper. And you've got a bunch of deep scratches. There's quite a few dents inside that bumper as well. So Zeus basically trying to push them out with the heat gun. If you look down here guys, you have got the new bonnet. This is what I'm going to be working on right now. I'm going to get it all stripped down, get all the parts off it. I'm going to scotch the inside of the bonnet, and then the outside of the bonnet we will be rectifying that with a grit of 800. So yeah, we've got the full team out, so we're going to smash out as much work as we can. Z will be flying out in the next few days, so there's a good amount of work to be done. Basically the plan is to get all these panels into paint before Z flies out, so that way myself and the panel beater, we can, you know, put the car back together once it's all sprayed up. So yeah, it's all hands on deck and we can do as much work as we can. So it's the next day, and as you can see we have got our panels and primer. So the wing is all been sprayed up with the primer, as well as that front bumper. So all the damage that was on the bumper guys, it's all been repaired along with the wing as well. So now we are ready to give it a final rub down before we actually get it into paint. So we're going to be rectifying all these panels with the grit of 800. Once that's done, we'll take it straight down to the booth and start spraying the panels. The bonnet would not need rectifying, as I've already done that. So that's pretty much ready to go. It's just the wing and the bumper that needs the final wet flat, and then we can take it down to the spray booth, and hopefully by the end of tonight we can have all 3 of these panels into paint. So since we painted the panels, 2 days have passed, so the panels are nice and dry. So we can actually start building the bumper back up. We can start fitting on the new bonnet as well. But before we do that guys, we do need to transfer over all the parts from the original bonnet over to the new one. So you've got the latch, you've got the bracket, the washer jet stuff, you've got all these little grommets and stuff like that as well. So all that's going to be getting transferred over to the new bonnet. And also the grille, we have wrapped this in a black gloss. If you guys remember, it normally comes in a silver, so that's been wrapped. We're going to change the badge for a black gloss badge. The Rs3 badge that sits here, that's going to be black gloss as well. So yeah, we're basically blacking out the front of the car. Whatever's chrome is now going to be black. So I'll start off by stripping down this bonnet. Once I've got all the parts off it guys, we'll transfer it over to the new bonnet and we'll get that bonnet fitted up. Right, so we just finished off installing the bonnet and the driver side wing as well. The alignment is perfect on both sides. If you look here, it's the same on both sides. So that's done now. It's time to move on to the front bumper. We need to build it back up, but it's easier said than done. The reason why I say that is because if you look back here guys, on the black shelving, you literally got all those parts that have come off from the front bumper. So everything you see on the black shelving has come off from the front bumper, so it all needs to go back on. So you've got wires, sensors, washer jets, grills, you know, plastic brackets and all sorts. So yeah, all those parts need to go back onto this front bumper. Once they're back on, we can actually get this bumper on the car. So yeah, one thing I realized is we need to order the screws that sit along the top part of the bumper. So we have got the ones that go onto the sides, but we just don't have the ones that sit along the top, so we'll have to order those in. But we can actually fit that up once it's all built back up, and then later on, once the screws come, we can actually, you know, get them into place. But yeah guys, we're going to focus on the front bumper now, and we'll get it all back together, and then yeah, we'll get it installed. I am still waiting for the badge to get here. I've received the Rs3 badge that sits along there, but I'm still waiting for the black Audi badge to get here. But one thing I realised is we can still install the front bumper and then put the badge on afterwards, because it just clicks into place. But the badge that sits along here, you do need access to the back of the grille. So lucky for us, it's arrived on time, so we can actually get that installed when we put the bumper back onto the car. So yeah guys, we'll focus on the bumper now. We'll get it all built back up, and then we'll install it. The front end is pretty much back together, and it looks a lot more aggressive now that we kind of blacked out the trim, the badge, and also the Rs3 badge as well. It looks a lot more aggressive compared to how it was before, and yeah, I think it come out bang on, to be honest. Yeah, it's all fitted back together. The only thing missing is the screws that sit along the top. Like I mentioned before guys, you know, you got one there, that's a temporary one, and you got another one there as well. So that's 3 screws that we need to order from the dealership. Once they get here, we can fit those in. But for now, that front end is pretty much back together. Both of the sides have been secured in, and everything's lined up nicely. If you come along to the inside of the car, you'll see everything kind of pulled apart. So we do need to start, you know, putting everything back where it needs to be. But I'm gonna start off with the back of the car first. So I'm gonna basically clear out everything from the back of the car. But if you look around the battery, you'll see there's quite a bit of oil around the battery, so I need to get all the oil cleaned up nicely. Once that's done, I can start fitting things back where they belong, and then we can get the boot floor in, the parcel shelf in. Hopefully that will clear up the back seats for me, and then I can basically start building up those back seats, and then we'll finish off by doing the front 2 seats, because they're going to be a bit more harder, because we do have 2 cut wires underneath both those seats, so we need to figure out where they go, how they're going to go back into the connector. But for now, the main thing is going to be the back side of the car. We'll get all this cleared out, we'll clean up all the oil, and then yeah, we'll start putting things back where they need to go. So the boot is all back together along with the parcel shelf. Coming to the back of the car, we've got the lower part of the seat back in, and we've also got the airbag that sits along here fitted in as well. Now it's time to move on to the harder part, which is going to be the wiring underneath both of the passenger driver side front seats. As you can see guys, we have got a split wire just here, if the camera focuses. And originally what we thought was these 2 wires have come out this green connector, because you have got 2 blank slots there. But after further investigation, what we realized is underneath this carpet you have got a red connector back here, if I can get it out, and it's got 2 pins already in there, and that's where those wires actually go. So I didn't actually figure this out guys, the panel beater actually figured it out. So we're going to figure out which wire goes where guys. Once we've done that, we'll get it all plugged back into place, and then we can secure these seats down, and that's it. This car will be pretty much done, and then it's just a matter of doing the minor mods, like, you know, blacking out these trims. But yeah guys, we're going to crack on with that now. We'll get these seats all secured up once we've got the wiring sorted out. Right, so as you guys just saw, we fitted up both of the seats. We got the wires all soldered up, and we got them all plugged into place as well. We have tested the seats out, and all the functions work. The heated seats, airbags, everything seems to be perfectly fine. So that's all done and out the way. And as you guys saw, the front end is all back together as well. So This is probably the quickest turnaround in terms of actually buying a car, fixing it, and having it back on the road. So yeah guys, everything on this car is pretty much done now. We've re-sprayed up the front bumper, we sprayed up the bonnet as well, we changed the badges for the black ones, we've done the interior as well, put it all back together, put the wiring back in where it needs to be. So all the work on this car is done. Like I mentioned before, it is the fastest we've actually managed to get the car back on the road. And there's a few extra jobs that we do want to do, like the trims around the windows. We want to actually black them out, but that's a job for later on. I think what we're going to do is the next video you guys will see in this car will be a test drive video, and before we actually do this test drive, we will be wrapping those silver trims in a black gloss. Then we'll take it out for a test drive, and that will be the end of this project, and then we can move on to our next project car. And hopefully after this video guys, we'll be revealing our next project car. If you guys want to know a couple of days before what that project car is, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Performance Rebuilds. But for now guys, we are going to end the video there. Thanks a lot for watching. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.